All right, everybody, you've been asking how I make my beeswax wraps, so I'm going to show you today. You need beeswax. Any kind of beeswax will work. Pine rosin ground into a fine powder. This came in big chunks and I just used my meat mallet and hit it and pulverized it into a powder. It will melt much faster if you do it that way. And jojoba oil. You need a double boiler type situation like I have here. It's a glass bowl on top of a pot with boiling water underneath it, and it just melts down into a nice liquid. So you need, right here, 1 cup of beeswax, 8 tablespoons of pine rosin, and 2 tablespoons of jojoba oil. Melt that all down, get a foam roller, cheap, whatever you can find, but make sure it's foam because it works best. And then I have my griddle and a pan on top of it to create kind of a hot plate. I have it set to 200, but that might even be a little high. Warm setting is totally fine. You just want it to be a little bit warm so that it will keep the beeswax from drying before it's all the way spread through your fabric. Then you need a piece of fabric. Mine is 9 by 9. You can cut it whatever size you want. You do want to cut it so that it has this zigzag edge, because that will cut down on fraying. You can use scissors like these. These are called pinking shears. Let's see if I can get it. They create a zigzag pattern, or you can buy a rotary cutter blade that does the same thing. Once all of your stuff is melted down and ready to go, you just take your foam roller, dip it in the mixture so that it's ready to go. Get it nice and saturated. Take your fabric squares, or whatever size you're going to do, and I like to stack 2 on the hot plate. If I had a bigger one, I could probably do 3, but 2 works well for me. And then I just use a little hot pad because the pan is hot. Make sure your roller is saturated, and then just roll the mixture onto the fabric and make sure that it gets nice and saturated so that it really works its way through all the fabrics. Sometimes it needs more than just 1 roller full, but that's fine. Just like I said, make sure that you get it all the way saturated in there. Once you have it all saturated, you just pick it up, and it's not too hot because the hot plate is not very hot. I just kind of wave it a little bit in the air, and then I lay it on a cookie drying sheet or cookie cooling rack to dry all the way. It takes about a minute, and then you're good to go.